back again for another exciting edition of shit I do to my bike when I'm bored. Done quite a bit lately, but the main part of this video I'm going to be fitting a new dash console. So let's flick you around. So we've got the fork shrouds on there now. They look alright. They're not a brilliant fit, so I've used O-rings just to sort of close the gaps. Go for a nice headlight grille, just for the more blacked out look. Flush fitting cap. For any of you guys who are blacking out your bikes, Harley actually do these. I don't know the part number, I bought them off of eBay. That's the standard seat nuts. Here's some nice black ones. So they are available, so just search your sort of local Harley webpage and you can get them. That's another little blacked out bit there, but yeah, looking good so far. The fork shrouds are Colt work, and they just cover all that chrome. It's not ugliness, but it's still chrome at the end of the day, and covers it up nicely. So I'm going to go forward and start sorting this tank console out now, and I'll film it as I'm going so that you guys can see how you remove the standard one and fit in the new one. Alright, so like I said, dash consoles, everyone seems to fit the ones from the Blackline, which turns out to be a very expensive way of doing it. I think they cost upwards of like £400 for the genuine Harley stuff. Well, I got this one from a company called Dark Parts in Germany. The seat with the shipping is €200, which works out to 173 quid. I did get stung another 50 quid from customs charges because yay Brexit, but yeah, it does. For a company called Dark Parts, they don't come through very dark. I was quite excited when I was just off to a bike rally and the parcel turned up, and I thought, right, black gel coat, I'll quickly fit it, and it's not. It actually comes in a white fiberglass, so it is fiberglass. It's not the same as a Harley one, which is all metal, but yeah, I mean it's you know, probably about half the price. I gave it a coat of satin black so it'll go well against the gloss black. So I'm going to show you how to do this over here on a standard console. There's usually a nut there. I've already taken this off and sort of trial fitted everything, so it's all loose, but I thought I'd go through it. This here just clips in, so get like a little sharp edge or something, leave it around the side and it just clips out. There's a nut under there, and you gently peel it up. Under here you've got a plug, unplug that, that's for your fuel pump, so it needs to be plugged back in again, and that's it. Oh yeah, there is a nut that goes on that bit, the little bolt just slots in that, but that's how that comes off. You know, it'd take you sort of 5 minutes if it was all sort of tightened up and everything. Now to fit the new one, you have to take the bolt out of the bottom of the tank there. Let's plug this fuel pump back in, nice and tight, so you can hear it click. That'll all come together in a minute. Right, you get a little bracket, because on the Blackline dash you have to change the whole top of the fuel pump. All of this lot here, you have to change all that, and I think that's one of the most expensive parts from the Blackline. So pop that little bracket in, tighten it up. I'm just going to do it not overly tight for the moment, but wrong size Allen key, you dick. So just sort of nip it up, make sure it's sort of squarish. This does come with a rubber seal, I'll just put all that on. So if we sort of rest that on there, there's the hole, there's the hole. Make sure all the wiring's tucked away. That hole lines up at the bottom of the tank there, that hole lines up there. Everything else looks pretty fucking hunky-dory, so let's go ahead and tighten all that up. So lock that off there. Back over here again. Right, drop that on. Right, put a little bolt that goes in the front. Just drop that down into. Right, that's the wrong one. That's that one. I should have had this all better prepared before I sort of started really, but there you go. Let's drop that down in there, just try and find the fucking hole now. You watch it, take me fucking ages to try and line it up now. So I've got the camera mounted on my hat, so my eyes are sort of drawn to looking through the camera instead of actually watching what I'm doing. So there you go, that's picked up on the thread now. So nip that off. Tank one there, which is that one, which is one of these torque keys. I'm sure everyone who's got a sort of modern Harley has got used to having to work with torque keys now. So tighten that up there. Tighten that up there. There we go. Don't have to over tighten it, it's not like it's a critical part, but and there you go. And the good thing is, for those of you with lowered risers, if you look at that, oh, it won't let me, the bike's too close to the wall. If you look at the clearance there, there's sort of half a finger gap. For metric guys, there's probably just under 10mm gap there, so a miss is as good as a mile. So once that's all on, you've got this little bracket, which I'm not a fan of, but just drop the little bracket in that part there. As it's fiberglass, some of the edges aren't brilliant, but I've got a way around that, if you bear with me. Tighten this up. This is just, all it is basically a cover just to hide where that bolt goes through onto the tank console. So just sort of nip that up there, but that, you can see the edges of the fiberglass aren't brilliant. Now, as I've said in other videos, I've got some of these little roundels that I use in various points on the bike. Well, I've actually got a spare one, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of fit that to the centre of there. It's just small enough to clear where the bolt heads are. So if you look at that, that looks pretty cool actually, like that. You know, it just adds a bit of a nice addition to it. Maybe if I get some black bolts, it won't sort of show up as much as well. But yeah, that's the next step. I'll just quickly take that cover off later, and I'll get some tiger seal or something really strong just to mount it on there. So yeah, there you go. There's a nice little alternative to the Blackline consoles. Let's just clip the seat back in. Job done. Little black nuts in. That just finishes that off quite nicely. Then whenever the missus ain't on the back, I always sort of ride it with a single seat with the sundown on there, so A, it's comfortable, and B, it always looks fucking better with a single seat, doesn't it? So there you go. It does look better than the standard one, that's for sure. I can see why a lot of people change to the Blackline dash, but this is the sort of cheap alternative, but it does look good. I just need to give it a wipe over and get rid of the fingerprints now, but I might actually get some satin lacquer and lacquer this just so it's got a little bit more protection. But yeah, that looks the nuts, man. So yeah, it's another little job done. Awesome.